Today I'm sitting with someone whose story is going to resonate with so many of us who've navigated motherhood far from home. She came to America seeking privacy and space to heal, only to discover that her body was slowly breaking down in ways she never expected. What she uncovered about food, soil, and our immigrant bodies led her to build the largest wellness community for Indian immigrants in the US. This is a conversation about losing yourself, finding yourself, and nourishing your way back home, no matter where you live. Neha, welcome to the Becoming Her Again podcast.
Thank you so much, Amantika, for having me. And I'm really excited for the conversation today.
My pleasure. You know, Neha, there are two types of people. There are people who go through hard things, and then there are people who go through hard things and then turn around and build a lighthouse for everyone still in the dark. You are the second kind. What you have built with Diaspora Nutrition, the largest wellness community for Indian immigrants in the US, is nothing short of extraordinary. You saw a gap that the world was not ready to name yet, and you filled it with such depth, intention, and love. And to have that work recognized with the Forbes Excellence in Healthcare Award, that's not just an achievement, that's the universe confirming what so many of us already knew. You're doing something that truly matters. But beyond the community, beyond the accolades, what moves me most is your story because you didn't start as an expert. You started as a tired, unwell, determined mother who refused to accept that this was just what life felt like now. And that courage, that is exactly what we are here to talk about today. So, Neha, I'm very glad you're here. Welcome again.
Thank you so much. And this is such a inspiring story of myself for me itself because any journey that we go through, right, what we are today has a story behind it.
Yeah.
And I remember I came in 2016 with
Yeah.
my 1 year old, and it wasn't just a relocation, you
Yeah.
know, it it was a nervous system decision. It was running away from the noise,
Yeah.
constant intrusion, and the pressure of being available all the time.
Exactly.
Because in India, even love can feel loud. And when you're postpartum,
Yeah.
everyone cares, but you're never alone.
True.
So I was running towards the privacy, the space, and a quieter life where I could become a mother on my own terms.
Yeah.
I wanted a home that felt like my own, not a stage. I
Yeah.
wanted time to think, breathe, heal, and build a rhythm
Yeah.
for my daughter without everyone watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And that's exactly where your journey starts, 2016. So you mentioned that your mental postpartum healing actually finally happened in America a full year after delivery. So, what does mental postpartum healing even mean to you? And why was it incomplete in India?
Such an interesting question, because it just opens up a lot of emotions, right? That came to
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
it. When I say mental postpartum healing, I mean my mind stopped feeling hijacked. The anxiety softened.
Yeah.
The emotional overload reduced. I stopped feeling like I was drowning in responsibility and options and opinions. What was incomplete in India wasn't love, it was recovery. That the recovery I was craving here. There was support, but it
Yeah.
came with high force intensity,
Yeah.
constant visitors, expectations,
Yeah.
and the feeling that you should bounce back quickly. In America, I finally had space to hear myself again. My brain could rest as long as I want to. My nervous system could exhale. And that is what I meant by mental postpartum healing.
Amazing. And then came in the 7 month breaking point. Your son was born in 2017, and you felt mentally strong this time. But then 7 months postpartum, your body started breaking. Weakness, acne, low energy. Take me back to that moment when you realized that something was deeply wrong.
Yeah, you see, in the 2017 December, my son was born. And as you rightly said, I was mentally strong. And I thought I got this because,
Yeah.
after first experience, you know better. But around 7 months post delivery, it felt like my body started sending me invoices. I
Okay.
remember looking in the mirror and seeing acne like a teenager, feeling
Mhm.
weak in my bones like a old grandma, waking up tired and needing caffeine like chai all the time just to function.
Mhm.
And it wasn't vanity, it was a deep sense of something is off.
Yeah.
There was this moment where I thought, I'm doing everything right, I'm home cooking, I'm a mother,
Yeah.
but then I feel like my body is collapsing. I was comparing myself to my mom, who is a mother of 4 kids. The fourth time she became a mother, she was already in her middle age.
Yeah.
But I didn't look her so tired, so vulnerable at all. And that made me question myself, what am I doing wrong, despite of doing everything correct?
Right.
That was the first time I realized this isn't normal postpartum tiredness. Something deeper is wrong, and I need to figure it out and crack it down.
So, what would you say it feel like to have your mind healed but your body failing? Like, how did that affect your motherhood or your ability to show up for your kids?
This is such a deep emotions attached because I remember it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking because I finally felt mentally present, like I could enjoy my kids, but my body is not cooperating, right? Both of
Right.
my kids are very young. And
Yeah.
in my mind, it's still going out. How am I going to take care of them if I'm in
Yeah.
such a pain, physical pain?
Yeah.
I'm yet to see their teens tantrum.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'm yet to see their adult life where they are going to rebel.
Yeah.
But how am I going to handle all of these things when in the current time I'm not feeling like myself? So
Right.
my patience was growing thinner. I snapped fast. Like I was so much in this, making this kind of phase all the time whenever they used to come around me.
Yeah.
Good feeling for
Yeah.
them. And of course for me too. You are not the parent you want to be.
Yeah.
And then comes guilt because,
Absolutely.
yeah, because you love your kids,
Yeah.
but you're running on fumes.
Right.
I felt like I had the will, but
Yeah.
not the fuel.
Not the fuel. Wow, that's like a very lovely way to put it and describing what you were going through. So you said that you ignored the signs at first, thinking that your body would catch up. But I want to know here, why do we do that as mothers? Why do we gaslight ourselves into thinking that our exhaustion is temporary? Or why don't we give enough weightage to the fact that this exhaustion needs to be addressed?
Yeah, because mothers are trained to normalize depletion, right? We call it part of the phase. We don't want to inconvenience anyone else. We don't want to look weak. And
Yeah,
honestly, we gaslight ourselves because the alternative is scary. If I admit something is wrong, then I have to change something.
that's true.
And change takes time. It
Yeah,
takes money and it takes emotional energy.
yeah,
Things mothers don't feel they have.
yeah.
So we delay, we push, and we keep hoping that our body will magically catch up.
That's true, yes. And then 2018 to 2019, the diet maze and the awakening. You tried everything: calories, low carb, high protein, even dietitians from India, dairy free, gluten free, jawar roti, almond milk, protein bars. Walk us through that maze. What did each failure feel like, and what was it telling you at that time?
As you were naming all the options, it just makes me feel like laughing about it. What was I doing back those days? But
I
I,
think you were just trying your best.
yeah, correct. But you know what? 2018 to 2019 was this diet maze. I never was on this even before my marriage to look good, right?
Yeah,
I was always so confident about my body, my looks, or my confidence, right? I tried calorie counting, but then I started feeling hungry and then I
yeah.
became obsessive about them.
Hmm.
Low carb felt anxious. It did not fill me up at all. So low carb was like literally a miserable phase. High protein, I thought that this will work, but it actually made me feel heavy and more bloated.
Okay.
So I consulted dietitians from India who gave me a textbook plans. You know what they do, like every week in the WhatsApp or in the PDF,
Yeah,
they just give me a diet plan and I have to follow. Like there is no understanding of why to do, what is the reason behind it, what is the food story behind it.
right.
But secondly, all those diet plans didn't match the US food environment,
Exactly.
right?
That's true. Yeah.
So I went dairy free and gluten free. Honestly, it felt resentful. I ate jawar rotis, but it's not easy to make, especially when you are like on a quick instant go, right?
Absolutely. It takes a pretty good kind of a technique because, I myself have tried and failed miserably. So, yeah, it's not easy to make as well.
Exactly. And even after those, useful videos on the YouTube and on the Instagram, it didn't work because we are still new moms trying to navigate. And in
Yeah,
that, you tell me that, okay, you have to, learn the skill for this and this thing. I'm not interested in that.
right.
So even almond milk, I did protein bars like a good immigrant trying to do my health right. Maybe, these modern people know better than me. I'm
Yeah,
like falling behind the old school, no latest knowledge about the current food system.
yeah,
But each failure felt like a betrayal. Like,
right,
what is my body? Why is my body not responding? And the worst part was every time it didn't work, I blamed myself, not the system.
right. Of course, because you were still trying to sort of figure out what's actually happening. And you were literally importing solutions from India and adopting American wellness trends, like you mentioned. But why wasn't either culture's answer working out for you? What was that thing going in your mind that neither culture's answer is really working here?
It's very interesting because both were missing context. You see, the Indian advice assumed Indian ingredient quality and lifestyle rhythms.
Right.
The American wellness trends assumed my body that is grew up with those foods and that culture, but it
Yep.
assumed that it will work here as well.
It'll adapt to the American trend.
So I was living in the middle, an
Yeah.
Indian body with Indian digestion and memory,
Yeah.
but American industrial groceries.
Right.
So I was importing Indian solutions that didn't match US sourcing and adopting American trends that didn't match my biology.
Correct.
So I
Correct.
needed a third path which I name as culture first nutrition
Yeah.
in a foreign environment.
Right. And you said that you had a sixth sense that the food in the USA was crap.
Yeah.
So, what does intuition sound like when you're an immigrant mother who's trying to trust herself on foreign land? So, what did that intuition tell you?
Avantika, intuition sounded like discomfort because I couldn't explain. Right?
Okay.
Intuition is something that you can't explain, you just feel it again and again and over and over. I remember when I first saw the milk carton from the
Yeah.
supermarkets. I'm trying to boil it in my kitchen, and I am like thinking, why is there no malai?
No malai.
Right.
Like
Because,
typical Indians, we want to know where is the malai?
yeah, typical pure, honest Indians, I would say.
Yeah.
We are not aware of the processing crap that is happening to the food, and we are
Yeah.
still believing that this will be the same food that we were having back. We didn't know the terms homogenized. We didn't know about the terms pasteurized,
Yeah.
right? And so, just as an innocent immigrant, we believed whatever is being offered to us here in the supermarkets are good for us,
Right.
right? So you start thinking, why does this milk here feel different? It looks different, it feels different. The
Yeah.
art, even the atta here sitting on the shelf, the roti is like super soft and super white that there is barely any difference between a maida puri and a wheat roti,
That's true. That's true.
right? So all these things you come to know that this is not normal. So as an immigrant mom, my intuition was quiet because you're trying to be practical and
Yeah.
adapt. But my body kept giving me signals like inflammation, acne, fatigue, bloating. It was my body saying that this is not the food the way you think it is.
Amazing. So, at this point in time, what is the one American food myth you want to most bust?
I think if the label looks healthy, it is healthy. This is the
Oh,
biggest myth that I would.
okay.
Yeah.
And that's the myth. How do you explain that?
You say a product will say a high protein on the front of the packet, or it will say gluten free, and you think that it's healthy. But the real truth lies behind the packet,
Okay.
right? And all those hidden words, added sugars, gums, thickeners, emulsifiers, artificial flavors, natural flavors, all these ingredients. So if it is a food, it should be a single ingredient food. Milk should be just milk.
Yeah.
But with the milk, it comes added vitamin D3, added omega-3. Why?
Okay.
Because they processed it in such a way that the natural nutrients of the milk inhibitly present in it has gone, has destroyed.
So, what you infer here is that the actual knowledge about a product is at the back of where the ingredients are, and that is something we need to really focus on while we are making a purchase.
Yes, we need to focus on the ingredients and not just that. Open up the website of the food product. Read them. Are they telling anything about from where are they sourcing it?
Right.
How does this comes to my mind? I'll tell you. I remember when we all remember our childhood days, especially the 90s kids,
Yeah.
is that when our parents used to go for grocery shopping, they used to go in the near Kirana store
Yes.
or near Tabela Wala.
Yes.
All those foods actually came without any labels,
That's true. Yeah.
right? Here, despite of having a nutritional label with fancy columns and rows, uh, we still are struggling because
Yeah.
we don't know from where it is coming.
Right.
So if it is telling that this is a whole wheat atta, tell me who is the farmer growing it. If you're telling this is the milk, it gives you calcium and this and that, tell me which breed of the cow it's coming from.
And of course, that's something that's not mentioned on the
Yeah.
packets.
Yes.
So how do you really solve the problem of sourcing here? As people who are immigrants who are trying to navigate so much already, new systems, new language, new everything, like a new environment altogether. So how do you um, handle the sourcing part of it? Because from what I hear, I understand that it's a very big miss that most people are really not looking at and not even talking about. But so many would be actually experiencing inflammation, bloating. I think it's very real. So, how do you actually manage or handle the sourcing part?
Yeah. First of all, let me acknowledge this that even according to the latest research, 80% of the immigrants, whether it's Indian, Mexican, or anyone, 80% of the immigrants who come to the US, they feel the decline in their health in their first 10 years.
Wow. 80% is a huge number.
And it's
Okay.
not just because of the high stress.
Yeah.
It's also because of the ultra processed USA food system, which is triggering your stress. It's
Okay.
not making you resilient to the stress that you are going to face as an immigrant.
Right.
So when I say sourcing is important and how do I figure it out? I had to spend $3,000 for a certification.
Yeah, I was just going to come to that question. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Superstores did not give me any answers. Doctors did not give me any solutions. It was just only one test on the other, right? And
Yeah.
they will tell you, yeah, you know what, you should have less dairy because it's inflammatory. Oh, gluten is not suiting you, no problem, you have so many gluten-free options. They are not knowing from what culture I'm belonging to,
Yeah.
right? There is no culture relevant nutrition solutions because they have not been taught like that.
True.
So then I thought that let me study.
Yeah.
Right? I studied. I got my nutrition degree from a Holistic Nutrition Institute, which
Yeah.
is called an Institute of Integrative Nutrition (IIN).
Yeah.
And thankfully, what I was learning there was about sourcing, was about gut health, was about the transparency in the foods, right? But then that brought my memory back of how I grew up.
Okay.
These are the exact same things our parents were doing
Without labels.
without labels. So there were 2 points. How do I make that accessible here in US? How do I find for such kirana stores and tabela walas in the
True.
US?
Yeah.
And second, Indian diet is not bad at all, right? Because as a diet solution, these are the first thing you have been said is your parents knew nothing.
Yeah.
So your traditional Indian diet is not good enough. It lacks protein, it has only carbs, this and that.
Okay.
So you feel inferior about your food choices.
So, what were the moments in those studies, the holistic nutrition school that you attended? What were the moments during that study when you actually thought that the light bulb went off? When you realized that it was really not about the calories or the macros, it was something else?
Yes, it was the aha moment was when a farmer came. to make
Okay.
us to offer that lecture.
Yeah.
And when we listened to that lecture, the farmer was speaking and he was talking about the soil. He showed the soil, how does it look under a microscope, and our skin, how does it look under a microscope. It's same.
Oh, okay.
It's so similar. So we are the nature.
Yeah.
And that is so true. Like even after death, when our bodies are burnt, we go back to the nature,
Right.
right? So we are the nature and we are eating the foods which is far away from their natural form.
Right.
So there is a connection. A food is going to heal you, nourish you, give all the nutrients that your body needs to be in a better shape or to lower your inflammation or whatever it is. Your body is already intelligent enough to do its job.
Correct.
But you need to give the food that is coming from the nature.
Right.
Not that you brought it from the nature and then you altered it in the industry and then you are selling it to us.
Yeah. Processed it, so to say.
Yeah, ultra processed it, right? Because making it fit to eat is also processing. Like you cannot have the wheat grains straight from the farm. You have to make it edible,
Right.
right? But those processing are the processing that doubles the nutrition level,
Right.
not lowers down the nutrition level.
Correct. Correct. Like how we would have the flour from the chakki, we would call it back in India.
Yeah.
It would come from the chakki, and that was really so healthy. And I never experienced any sort of discomfort in the rotis that were actually made from that atta. But here, the flour is so different, and I
It's
can definitely tell the difference.
because the processing methods have been changed. They
Right.
they're not thinking about the human health and human digestion. They're only thinking about the profitability and shelf life.
Shelf life. Yeah, you said it. I think they just want to sort of increase the longevity of the shelf life and just make sure the product is still there on the shelves without really bothering about whether, there is actually any nutritional value left or not.
So it's not helping us at all. And we need to be rebellious in this way. We
Yeah.
need to vote with our dollars and demand the farm fresh products and not a industrial version of the similar products.
Absolutely. Yeah. Lovely. And you just mentioned that, health comes from soil and cooking traditions. So for everybody who's listening this episode, please explain that like I'm a tired mom who just wants her kids to eat something green.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I know because when you are in this version of tiredness, in that mental state, it's very difficult for you to bring everything together and spend some time in the kitchen, right? Because you cannot offer anything even to your kids or to your family with an empty cup,
That's true. Yeah.
right? But but that's the beauty of our Indian traditions. There are so many uh simple food menu that
Yeah.
can be cooked like within 15 minutes.
Right.
What you need is you just need a organized plan. I think this helps a lot.
Right.
Bring in your partner inside, right? You don't have to do it all alone.
Do it all alone. I think here that's inevitable. You have to ask for all the help.
Correct. Like in the modern pre delivery, you have this modern pre delivery classes where both the partners go
Yeah.
train,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
take care of the baby or what to do while the delivery, what to pack. Like they are so good at it and they don't
Yeah.
miss these classes. It helps
Yeah.
them, right? To
Yeah.
prepare. Similarly, you prepare for the food too. Both of us come together, start cooking together, right? So that once the baby is out, not everything comes on mama.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But now say suppose you are in this position now. Keep it simple. A simple dal, roti, sabzi is enough. Complication happens because you are thinking इसमें fiber नहीं है क्या? इसमें protein नहीं है क्या?
Yeah.
You have pressure cookers, you have instant pots, you have oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. So roasting is so easy. You don't even have to micromanage anything.
Right.
So there are simple food menus that you can adopt for your own lifestyle and prepare it under 15 minutes. Dalia is there, khichdi is there, leftover roti with ghee and jaggery, roll it and eat it.
The best sweet dish ever. I use it so many times.
But you will feel guilty because the media has told you it doesn't have enough protein.
I don't know. Honestly, I've never really given that thought because for me, it's like a sweet dish post dinner or lunch. If I'm craving something sweet, that's my go-to.
Yes, so much better than pancakes and donuts.
Of course, any day, any day. So yeah, that's the whole point, you know. You started cooking intentional recipes from our heritage.
Correct.
So what did intentional cooking look like? And one part of it is you mentioned, like, you know, preparing the menu beforehand and also taking partners help. But how was it different from like just making dal and rice?
Correct, correct. You know, intentional cooking is not fancy, it is mindful. It is asking, what does my body need today? Warming,
Right.
lightening, calming. It's choosing ingredients with integrity, using simple digestive practices like ghee ka tadka, having those spices in my milk, and cooking with rhythm. Like,
Yeah.
in the dinner where you are sitting at most of the times, your dinner has to be light.
Yeah.
Your Indian thali is actually the lunch menu.
That's true.
That Indian thali is never in the dinner time,
Yeah.
right? So work with your rhythms, right? So that is what the intentional cooking means. So dal and rice becomes intentional when dal is properly soaked, the rice varieties of the right kind, not the polished white rice.
Right.
It should be hand pounded semi brown, not fully brown. The ghee should be real because ghee is literally sacred in our Indian homes. And today we have made a joke out of ghee by just heating random butters.
That's true. Butter sticks. I've seen so many families do that butter stick melting, and I tried it myself, but it didn't come close to ghee.
It
I, I,
won't.
I mean, I don't know. It didn't taste like ghee at all.
It won't. It's just because it looks similar to the ghee,
Yeah.
composition and everything, but nutritionally it's not.
Yeah.
So you have to be intentional about it and don't get fooled by this, convenient or shortcut tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what is called an intentional cooking when I say, and then you will see your oil is not inflammatory. Your sugar is not inflammatory at all. Your simple dal chawal is giving you all the macros and the micros. Everybody forgets about the minerals and vitamins that you need. You just don't need protein for that strength.
Yeah.
In fact, postpartum, there are two zero protein foods that help you in gaining the strength. One is gond
Yes, absolutely.
and the other is ghee.
True. True.
So are we waiting for the science to prove this? No, right?
Right.
So be intentional, have faith in your traditional wisdom, apply it even if you can do it only for 5%.
So, what is the one ingredient you would say, you know, every immigrant kitchen needs, according to you? Is that ghee?
Yeah, you got it.
And not the one that is the butter sticks.
Yes, it should be the ghee because the most processed food in our kitchen is ghee.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the most costliest food is also ghee
Right.
because its processing actually increases the nutrient levels one by one. So
Yeah.
first milk is boiled, it's fermented as a curd, it's processed.
Yeah.
Fermented curds have come. We will again process it by churning it and making the butter.
Yeah.
So you see, dahi is more costlier than milk, butter is more costlier than dahi.
Yeah.
Now you melt the butter and you get the ghee, the golden liquid, the superfood, the OG superfood.
OG. Yeah.
And that's the costliest. That's the processing that we need, which
Yeah.
increases the nutrient levels naturally.
So I'm assuming that's something you do at home only.
So, yes, I do at home. But
Yeah.
now after COVID, right?
Yeah.
After COVID hit, and we all became aware about the food quality and everything.
Yeah.
After the awareness on how to read the labels and these modern, nutritional habits of decoding of food,
Yeah.
there are many small farmers, small business owners who have started making ghee the authentic way.
Right. You just need to identify the local people.
Yes. You need to look at the right places.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. That's a fair point because I think even with milk, there are so many local dairy farms which we really don't explore. We just take something that's off the shelf of a Walmart or a Costco,
Right.
but there are local dairies and they,
There
they
are.
give much better quality milk.
Yes, there are. We just need to go out of our comfort zone
Yeah.
because buying, I understand, but your health is not at convenience.
That's true. That's true.
You're feeling that burden. Your body
Yeah.
is feeling that burden.
Yeah,
right? Of convenient food
absolutely.
choices because it's not serving it anymore.
Right.
So change comes from uncomfortable things. We know that.
Yes, amazing. Wonderfully put out there. So, apart from ghee, was there a specific dish or a recipe that made you feel like yourself again or that brought your body back online?
Yes, yes. I love my, that there's a snack that my mother used to cook for
Okay.
me with the leftover roti. She used to like put it into the smaller pieces,
Yeah.
the leftover rotis, and then she used to roast it in ghee,
Yeah.
put the jaggery, and that's it. So we call gur roti.
Gur roti. Absolutely. Yeah. I've tried that.
Yes. When I changed my ingredients and had that gur roti, it was a bliss. It was
Okay.
bliss and it was giving me instant energy in the second of half of the day to look after my kids. Because after afternoon, there's a slump, there's a slowness, there's a sluggishness that comes inside your body and you don't want to work anymore, right? But then
True.
you need a pickup food.
Yeah.
You rest for 15 minutes and you eat something that is good for you.
Yeah.
Good roti gave me that energy to look after my family in the second half of the day.
Gur roti it is. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And for everybody who's had it, I'm sure they know. But for everybody who's not, I think it's time you try that. So your body thrived when you fed it according to your heritage. Talk to us about the immigrant body. Why doesn't our biology just automatically adapt to these American food systems? What's wrong?
Because your body adapts slowly. But the US food system is aggressively industrial.
Right.
Your gut microbiome, your gut print, your metabolic rhythm, your metabolic fire, like in the cellular level, your cultural digestion memory. These doesn't change just because you crossed a border. When the
Right.
ingredients shift, when the climate shifts, when the stress level shifts, right? And the food ingredients, like you are introduced to this refined canola, soya bean, rice bran oils. You are
Yeah.
exposed to ultra processed wheat, industrial dairy, even the refined sea salt, long storage of the food. Your body responds, but with inflammation.
Yeah.
And that's not weakness, that's intelligence. You need to pause, reflect, and make a change.
Wonderful. So, your health improved. You also started to freelance coach other families. I want to know here, what were other immigrant families and other immigrant mothers telling you? And what were the commonly noticed patterns that you were seeing in all of these discussions that you were having with them?
It is so interestingly funny because it was the same story on repeat. I
Really?
Yes, all the mothers they try their very best to cook home food, right?
Yeah,
So everyone was saying, I eat home food, but I am bloated. I have
right.
got this skin inflammation out of nowhere. They say I feel better when I go to India, but I
Yeah.
suddenly become food intolerant when I'm in the US. So
Okay.
so women are exhausted from being told to restrict
Yeah.
while no one taught them how to source and prepare in the US. They used to think, अच्छा ये दाल तो गर्म पानी में फटाफट सोक कर लो आधे घंटे में प्रेशर कुक में तो हो ही जाएगा. But that gives you bloating. You need
Mm.
to rinse it properly. You need to soak it at least for 12 hours. And then you put it into the pressure cooker, right? So they have forgotten the old or natural ways of preparation also. Forget about sourcing,
Yeah.
right? But at least preparation, so you knew now how your mother used to cook,
Right.
right? So just stick to those basic things. So it was all those patterns was repeatedly coming. They were fatigued. They did not have any energy. But you know what? The idea of cooking never made them scared.
Right.
That was a natural instinct. Everybody knew. The problem was they are cooking, they are eating home cooked, but still they are not finding any results.
Awareness. I think awareness is the big miss here.
It's a big miss. I am the first person, I don't know the only, I hope a lot of people are now talking about this, but I was the first person who were talking about the sourcing.
Right.
People could relate to it, but were also very hesitant.
Yeah.
I did my best to make them understand अगर sourcing नहीं करोगे, then all the other fitness influencers are right for you. Go there.
Mm.
But you wanted something different.
Yeah.
I am offering you something different, which is way more sustainable than just becoming a robot.
Absolutely, because I think most part of your time is spent at home. And for all the mothers specifically who are in this age of raising kids away from home, kitchen is your like sacred space. You're trying your best to hold both cultures together in the kitchen. So I don't think I've ever come across a mother who's an immigrant who's come from a different country and who's not inclined or not keen on cooking something that
Yeah.
she has learned from her homeland. So
Yeah.
yes, I think intention is always there, but awareness is lacking, and that is the gap that you're filling, which is really wonderful.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for you also having this conversation on your platform, because the more we speak about it, the more we
Yeah,
spread this information.
absolutely, absolutely. Okay, Neha, so before we get into the incredible thing that you have built, I need to take a little bit of a detour because, we have been talking in the deep end together and I love it. But I also want to have a little fun with you. So I'm going to do a quick rapid fire here. The first thing that comes to your mind, and no overthinking,
Okay.
and just quick rapid fire questions. It's called Nourish or Perish.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first question would be dal chawal or quinoa bowl?
Dal chawal,
The one American food you will never let in your house.
burgers.
Burgers? Okay. And why is that?
I don't. The buns are so heavy to digest,
Yeah.
right? And and we are vegetarian, so in the name of vegetarian, there are like artificial mock meat vegan patties.
Yeah. They call it what? Beyond meat or something?
Beyond meat, yeah, beyond meat.
Is that even real? Is that for real?
No, it's not. It's industrially made,
Okay. I,
edible.
I have heard about it, never really tried it.
Yeah, yeah. So burger is something that I can't let it
So,
inside.
what do you substitute that with for your kids? If they are craving a burger someday,
Oh
what do they
yeah,
get?
we'll have vada pav.
Exactly. I was gonna say that. Vada pav is my go-to as well.
Yeah, we'll have vada pav. You want to make it more healthier, make the vada pav out of paneer and potato mix. No problems at all. But
Yeah.
I think the vada pav tastes amazing. M- I'm also, starting to learn some of the basic baking thing so that I can just make my own bread.
Make the bread at home. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's fairly simple, to be very honest. Just do it in the weekend and you're
Yeah.
good to go for 1 month, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, because you could
Awesome.
freeze your bread if you feel, right, and then you can thaw it and you can reuse it. So these are some simple tips and tricks where we can make our life easy.
Absolutely. Next question. A spice that literally saved your life.
There is not one spice. I think haldi. Uh, then you have long.
Yeah.
Yeah, long is actually a way more underrated spice.
Okay.
Yeah, and holy basil herb.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so
You have it at like you have a plant at home or
it's impossible to grow tulsi ji in the Seattle environment, but then we source it from a herbalist, dried
okay.
tulsi leaves.
Dried tulsi leaves.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
and we mix it into in our doodh,
Right.
and we all have, so it's like a natural adaptogen, right? So along with
Yes.
haldi, you have tulsi ji. So what it does is just calm down the nervous system of entire family.
Right. No, no, it's very, very efficient and effective for sure. And yes, you rightly said a lot of places, the climatic conditions do not really favor the growing of the plant itself. But yeah, some places they do manage. I think they use some artificial lighting or something inside their
Yeah,
houses.
I have not tried that yet.
Yeah, I mean, I love plants, but it's just that I'm not very good with the upkeep or the
Even I am
maintenance.
not a good plant mom.
Yeah, I would love to have them in the home, but they take so much care, and especially just like kids. So
Yeah.
that's something I don't know if I'm adept to do at this point in time. But
Right.
yes, the holy basil you said, you rightly mentioned, is very, very effective and efficient. So next question: farmers market or Indian grocery store?
Farmers market anytime.
All the way.
Yeah.
One word to describe your relationship with food before diaspora nutrition versus after.
Before Diaspora Nutrition, it was calorie minded food relationship and maybe macros focused more.
Yeah.
But after Diaspora Nutrition, my relationship with food has become just like my mother.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so beautifully said.
Yeah, it's like naturally healthy. It's like habituated, ingrained. It's going with the flow. It's traditionally rooted, right? You don't have to overthink any meal before cooking.
Yeah, beautiful. The one wellness trend that you're most tired of hearing about.
With ever changing times, right now it's high protein.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about that?
So everything has to be high protein. So there's now high protein full carbs with soy isolate added to it. Then you
I don't even know what that means, but yeah, please explain.
so they will just create semi cooked rotis,
Okay.
and name it and sell it as a high protein roti. And if you check the ingredients, they are not even organic. So all this, harmful pesticides like glyphosate is one of the most harmful poisonous pesticide that's been sprayed on the crops. That's present there. And then to make it a higher protein, they will just add the soy isolate. Now the soy can be genetically modified, which in Northern America it's like very prevalent. But you are eating it and you are selling it in the name of the high protein.
Okay. Wow. Next question. Cooking with your kids, chaotic nightmare or secret therapy? I've seen that reel of yours.
It's both because it's all good unless they are not switching on the gas.
The gas. Okay.
But it is therapeutic, definitely. They are living in US. We are living with no, other outside help.
Yeah.
It's busy lifestyle where we don't get time to interact with each other, right? So I think that is the time where
Yeah.
we talk and have fun. We switch on the music, whatever
Yeah.
our mood like. Sometimes it's bhajan, sometimes it's like, hard rock
Yeah.
pop music. And it's just fun to have them here. And that will also make them feel that this is not a chore that I need to avoid.
Yeah.
It's
And they get involved in the process. So they know how things are getting set up on the table.
yes,
They
yes.
know exactly how it's happening.
They will learn the most important life skill.
Absolutely. Next question. If your immigrant body could talk, what's the first thing it would say and why?
This is so interesting. If my immigrant body would talk, I love nature. Stay in the nature. Be connected to the nature, whether it's through food, whether it's going out, paying respect to the sun, walking barefoot on the grass. That is what my immigrant body will always long for. Because no matter wherever we are,
Yeah,
Mother Earth is there for us.
that's true. That's true.
So, Ma, just take me to your lab. And
Beautiful,
Mm.
beautiful concept. And finally, the last question. What does home taste like to you at the moment?
Actually, home, more than taste like you will be able to smell. So there are, camphor, camphor, we burn the camphor,
Yes.
yeah, with the
Yeah.
long
Yes.
and with the bay leaf,
Yeah.
and then spread the positive fumes all over the house,
In the house. Yeah.
right? Especially in the evening time.
In the evening. That's more like an evening ritual that
Exactly.
most of the Indians have in their homes.
Right, right. So my home will smell like camphor, like soothing, relaxing.
Love it. Absolutely love that. Okay, now I want to talk about what you did with all of this because you didn't just heal yourself, you built something. The community you built, 2024, you founded Diaspora Nutrition, which is now the largest wellness community for immigrant Indians in the US. What need were you meeting that no one else was addressing?
This is such a good question because of all the struggles I went through. And, one of my uh, podcast friend, Dhara, she put out in a very good words that if there is no solution, then I become the solution,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
right? So I built what I wish existed, a
Lovely.
culturally rooted and culturally humble wellness space where immigrants don't have to choose between health and your cultural identity,
Right.
right? Because the market was full of generic American wellness advice or, nostalgic Indian advice that didn't translate to useful sourcing.
Yeah.
right? So you have this ghee or roti, and they will tell you ghar jaisa ghee, ghar jaisa roti, ghar jaisa fulka, but there is nothing about it ghar jaisa. Don't
Mm.
fool us, right? So that, but the solution was lacking.
Yeah.
So the diaspora nutrition bridges the gap,
Right.
bridges the gap that modern nutrition plus the ancestral wisdom plus the practical way of sourcing in
Yeah.
America.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. And what does it mean to you to have won the Fortune Leadership 40 Under 40 and the Excellence in Healthcare Award? Does the immigrant daughter in you feel sane?
Any recognition feels like a quiet moment of validation. And that was my first recognition ever.
Yeah.
I was still in awe that I received this email. First, I thought that this is some prank or spam.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did not follow up, but I don't know. After 20 days or so, I thought that, you know what, I received that email. Let me just follow up. Let me verify if that
Yeah.
person is like true, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the award is true, but the person might be not,
Yeah.
authentic
Yeah.
enough. So yeah, so that recognition felt like a validation that my work is speaking louder than I thought. Be- because I did not need a trophy,
Yeah.
right? I knew that Indian immigrants' health is often dismissed, or
Yeah.
they have been told to look down on their own traditional meals. And I listened this from the Indian fitness coaches here in the US,
Wow.
right? And that's why this award was a big validation for me. It
Yeah.
boosted my confidence that what I'm doing is right. I just need to keep doing it, and
Yeah.
stick to my own messaging, and the right kind of people, the right vibe will
They'll
get
find you. Absolutely. I agree. 100% agree. Exactly. You just said what I also say a lot of times, that I am creating the space Becoming Her Again community for immigrant and expat mothers, just for the reason that I want that to exist, because I had no blueprint coming here and raising babies away from home. And I'm sure, like me, many other mothers, they don't have a blueprint. But in our own capacity, if we can help the ones coming after us, I think we would have done our job well. So that's the reason why I also am starting this community and talking about and having these conversations with all other immigrant mothers and expats. So you said it very correctly and rightly. And this podcast, particularly, is about immigrant motherhood and becoming her again.
yes.
So, who is her for you now? And who did you become through this journey of breaking, studying, cooking, and building?
Yeah, when I think about it, her is a version of me who trusts herself, not the woman chasing trends, not
Right.
the mother blaming her body, but the woman who understands her biology, honors her roots, and has the
Yeah.
courage to speak up and to build a new path. So now she's calm, she's grounded, and she's leading with the divine Shakti,
With intention.
with intention.
And what's that one moment you knew that you were becoming her again? Was it the recognition, or was it the aha moment during the studies? What was that one moment if you had to name it?
It was a moment when my body stopped feeling like a project, right? Like
Okay.
like a project who is counting the calories, how much it's incoming, how much it's outgoing, and it started feeling like home again. Like I said, like when you are out in the companies
Yeah.
talking with your team,
Yeah.
it's framed,
Yeah.
right? You are very intentional about anything that you speak or you
Yeah.
do. Your actions matter, but when you come back home, you are like free,
Yeah.
right?
You're just yourself. Yeah.
You're just yourself. So that is what my body feels when I'm at home. I'm just by myself and I'm just thriving. I'm not here to prove anything. I'm relaxing and at peace.
And that's the moment of becoming her again for you. Wonderful. If you could go back to that exhausted version of yourself back in 2018 who was trying her fifth diet in 6 months, what would you tell her and what permission would you give her?
I would hold her tightly and I would tell her that you are not failing. You are navigating a system that wasn't built for your body, Neha. Stop
Yeah.
punishing yourself.
Yeah.
Stop chasing perfect and start upgrading your basics. Your traditional wisdom is live here in this moment. Embrace it and give the permission to choose health without abandoning your own culture.
Wonderful. That's a beautiful way to put it. And I want to ask you this at this point in time, to all the immigrant and expat mothers who are listening right now, what do you want them to know about their bodies, about their exhaustion, and their right to thrive, not just survive?
After going through that same journey, I would want immigrant mothers to know that your exhaustion is not your personality.
Yeah,
People feel that औरतें तो ऐसी ही होती है. नहीं, because your exhaustion is not your personality. Your bloating is not random. Your
yeah,
body is not weak. You are not weak. It's just that you are surrounded by the system that's degrading you.
yeah,
Right? You're living in a new food system under new stress, but you have something. You need to look around you. You have the solution. You have the key, right? And that's the time tested old cultural wisdom. The wisdom in Hindi is called Purana.
right.
एंड हम जब पुराना बोलते तो हमको लगता है वो ओल्ड है, बट नो,
Old head,
पुराना मीन्स ओल्ड एंड टाइम टेस्टेड
time tested. Absolutely.
एंड स्टिल relevant in the modern times.
It's just that you need to look at the right places.
You need to look at the right places. So give yourself some grace, right?
Yeah,
S- Pause a little bit. Not everything has to go hoo ha sha sha types, right? Pause a little bit and ask yourself how do you want to see yourself in the coming months, in the coming years, right? Write it down if that helps you, or speak
right,
in front of the mirror if that helps you,
right.
right? And make it do. You have all that energy. Just you need to channelize it better and make it happen.
Wonderfully said. Before we wrap up, I have one last thing that I want to do with you, Neha. I call it the leave behind. So I just want you to close your eyes for a moment. Think about the version of yourself that was the most lost, the one that was exhausted, invisible, running on empty, who had forgotten her own name underneath all the roles that she was carrying. Now, I want you to leave something behind for her and for every mother who's listening, who's still, her right now. Just complete the sentence. No filter, but just complete the sentence.
Okay.
Mama, you are allowed to dash. Whatever comes to your heart.
You're allowed to rest.
Beautiful, beautiful.
नहीं, मैं तो दोपहर में नहीं. Embrace it. It's not the judging point.
Yeah.
So rest whenever you need. Be
And listen to your body.
to your body, because after that rest, you are coming out more strong.
True, true.
Nobody can stop you there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Neha. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This conversation has been one of those rare ones that I know is going to stay with people for a long time, even after they close their podcast apps. Because you know what you've shared with us today? It's just not a wellness story, it's a reclamation story about an immigrant mother who listened to her body when the whole world was telling her that she was fine, who went back to her roots even when modern solution had failed her, and who then turned her healing into a home for thousands of women who were searching for exactly what she had found. So, to every mama who's listening, whether you're exhausted, whether your body feels unfamiliar, whether you've been Googling symptoms at 2 a.m. while the rest of the house sleeps, I hope today you are reminded that your body is not broken. It's asking to be understood, it's asking to be fed, not just with food, but with belonging, knowledge, and the wisdom of where you came from. You deserve to thrive, not someday, but now. Neha, you are the embodiment of becoming her again. And I'm so proud to know you and share your story with this community. Please go ahead and follow Neha at Diaspora Nutrition. And if anything in today's episode has moved you, share it with the mama who needs to hear this. She's out there waiting. Until next time, keep nourishing yourself, keep becoming her, and you know that you're never alone on this journey. I'll meet you again in another episode really soon. Big hug. Thank you so much, Neha.
Thank you, Avantika. This was a lovely episode.